Yeah. Mary's looking lovely in pink. Good morning, Mary.
Thank you. Good morning.
Great to have you here.
Hey, Good to be
oh,
here.
You're finally here, so you won't be doing Keto
Okay.
and Atlantic City. You're
Max
fully
FM
here.
is
Max
here.
FM is
Yanga
here.
Finally, Yanga is here. We've been seeing Yanga, they come since.
Don't worry, Yanga will soon arrive.
That's still coming.
So just chill. Keep
That's
your
it.
fingers crossed.
They're still on their way.
They're still on their way.
All right. Now, so someone said it's although it's normally the connotation is normally associated with pigs. So you can take the pig out of the dirt, but you can't take the dirt out of the pig. And it seems that that might be the case with some Nigerians. Maybe you can take the person out of Nigeria, understand? But the bad character that made you, that kept you here, that made you, that was part of what makes our country this way, you carry there. And then you reset yourself when you are there. You heard that thing where when they come back, they just know they're in Nigeria. But once they go there, they reset themselves. An entrepreneur, Bizolo Osikoya, made mention of a very crazy thing that happened. He had some monies refunded or taken out of his business account. Now, what happened was that some IJGBs get into the country, spend Detty December, spend money via their credit card, and then go back to Canada or US, and then report that either their cards were hacked or they don't know about any money that was happening, and then the monies are refunded, removed from those accounts and refunded to them. In fact, what happened was that he put up a text he got from Stripe. He called out the payment distance. So Royal Bank of Canada has initiated a $690 USD dispute. So when there's a dispute as such, the money is taken out of you. It's already taken out of
limbo.
your account.
It doesn't go straight to the person.
You know, it won't go straight, but it's taken out of you. Like, it's not this thing. Let me see where the other, he put up two. There were two of them. And when I saw it, a lot of things were going through my mind. How? I don't even know what to say. You've jackpot. You are now in a society that works. But maybe let me stop talking now.
They're working the system. They're working the system. They're finding loopholes. And it's an eye-opener for business owners now, because there are a lot of business owners who collect payments without giving actual receipts. Receipts apart from the slip that comes with the POS and all that. So if, for instance, you're doing business with someone who's not from the country, there's some, like if you go abroad, sometimes they ask for ID, they ask for your passport or something before you make large payments. And there's a reason for that, because there has to be proof that you came to this establishment and you spent this amount of money. Yeah.
Because of such disputes.
Exactly.
And see, the reality is people keep finding ways to steal. Because this is stealing, actually. People keep finding ways. On the one hand, one can say, okay, if you take this up, that the government should intervene to maybe get a letter written to the bank officially and all. There's also the angle of the government saying, oi, we don't spend dollars in Nigeria. Let's do Naira.
Exactly.
And then you accepted payments in dollars. Already, that might disqualify you from getting proper help by the government. Because the right thing for these IJGBs to have done was to convert their funds and pay to you in Naira. But you know how it is with businesses in Nigeria. They will say, oh, okay, it's even good. Let me fill my dollar account for when I travel. Any payment you want to make,
some people, their official rates are in dollars. Do you know how many Airbnb, Shortlet, and all of that? Many. Their official rates is not even this. Go on their Instagram page. The official rate is in dollars.
Even some hair shops, when you go to the hairdressers in certain places, is in dollars. You go to some supermarkets. In fact, it's direct conversion.
How
can it?
There has to be some, well, I guess maybe regulatory authorities would look into this further, because like I was mentioning earlier, if you go abroad, there's some things they do. If you go to some proper hotels, I'm not talking motels now, they will actually ask for your passport and hold it. There's a reason, because you won't pay thousands of dollars spending, buying, room service and all sorts, and then come back and say, oh, my credit card was...
you maxed out your credit
card.
card.
You were here is there. So it's something that needs to be looked into. Now, you've started talking about the attitude of men. And, you know, the fact that people are going through this is just a warning. It's just an eye-opener that, okay, everybody is talking about different things we can do with this dirty December tourism thing.
Yeah.
But have they really thought about it? Have they considered every angle?
It's becoming big, and I feel like this is where it's not about the people now, it's the regulatory authorities, the government.
Yeah.
It's part of
we have to do it. So when there's a regulation and we stick to it, and there are consequences for breaking, you cannot charge in dollars. So this is what happens. Now, when it so happens that you cannot charge in dollars, you have to convert to Naira. So that means that the payment processing will be here.
Yes.
You understand what it means?
Yes.
If the payment processing is here, you know that you cannot just dispute and just do anyhow.
Yes.
We have one of the best banking systems around the world. Let me tell you that. You go to Yankee, that one that you want to transfer from one bank to one bank. It doesn't happen like that.
At all.
It doesn't happen like that.
Oh,
so there are a number of things where, as much as we are, you know, we are not where we want to be, you know, but by the way, special shout out to Auntie Kemi, who uses every single opportunity, as much as whatever she wants to say. This last time she came up, I do know she's using Nigeria to score cheap shots. Anytime she just wants to make a reference to the Great Britain, oh, I don't want it to be like Nigeria. I don't want it to be like Nigeria.
Wow.
We'll reach there some other time. But my point is this, regulation. You have to ensure that's talking about the government. Put your foot down in spite of what, and ensure you cannot charge in dollars in the country.
So this is part of the unfortunate things that happen when you flout certain regulations.
Yeah, true.
It's quite sad. On the one hand, as I mentioned earlier, it's terrible that these acts are being carried out. Like, why would you carry out such fraudulent acts? Yes, many of these businesses might get help. He is a famous person, is why he was even able to publicize it. Yeah. Yeah. Many a business is wondering why money is missing from their bank accounts. They're going to their bank saying, this money is missing. And the bank is like, that's probably where they will find the truth, or the bank helps them find out what's going on. But in this country, if you're making a purchase, according to government regulations, you're supposed to pay in Naira. So Detty December is going to come again this December, because so many people are looking forward to the Lagos tourism initiative. And so this December, it's going to happen again. These are little things that people need to take note of, businesses need to take note of. It can be very tempting to get paid in dollars, but follow these regulations to protect your business as well.
Even if it's to load a temporary card, as soon as they enter. As soon as you enter Nigeria, it's Detty December, okay, give them a temporary credit card or a card that they
can walk into a bank and
load a card.
Open an account. And,
you know, I know there's a lot of drama going into banks and all that, but there has to be some seamless way of making sure that payments are foolproof. And I say foolproof, not to say that we are
There's several seamless ways. Even the traditional banking system is largely seamless. We have the traditional banking system, and we also have the online platforms now. There are different ways, and all of them offer services that have to do with conversion. So really, to an extent, there's no excuse for those IJGBs to not convert their money. It's now left to the business owner that decides that I would rather charge in dollars, and that's where the problem is when things like this arise.
People talk about the kind of issues we have, and we talk about being a people problem. Yes, it's a people problem, but I am of the opinion, or I know, that you cannot change a whole people in a generation. It will take time, but then its leadership is what helps to change the people. So, so for me, there has to be deterrence. If somebody does something like this, what is the deterrent? Because you cannot be a criminal when you enter into Nigeria, and then you go outside and then you obey the law. You keep to the law, and then you come into Nigeria. How are you doing? It's becoming big. So for me, I hope that the dispute, as it stands, he has enough proof to get his money back. He has, like you mentioned, I've gone into one or two hotels whereby you drop your ID and they'll photocopy it. Like you mentioned that some people will keep it. They'll photocopy it. I hope that he has something to hold. Maybe CCTV. Apart from CCTV, you know, a little bit more. Just put everything together and just said.
But if unfortunately he doesn't have those details because he probably had several clients.
No, but sure, I think they'll have something. They'll have something. It won't be. They'll have something. You probably get that money back. But the point is that
that can't prove that is the one.
But the point is that dispute. The point is that for the dispute to have gotten that, for it to be a dispute, that means that it will take some time and money that you've already planned to come into your business is going to be a problem. So I would just say
all the profits
that,
you could have made from that money.
Goodness me.
It's frustrating.
And then there are also legal ramifications if his company name is flagged.
Yes, because that's what has happened.
Reason. Yeah, and
that's what has happened.
That's the sad thing. So he has to.
So businesses that are affected should please do something about it, because if you do not fight it and you ensure you get legal resolution, you might be dealing with something major in future and coming back to it. And by then, it might even be more complicated. So please.
Well, we would love to hear your thoughts on this. Please use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. All right then, guys, let's take a quick break. We'll be back.